letting go of the inner critic. Dear friend, today I invite you to step into a quiet room within yourself, a place where no strangers dwell, only you and a voice you've heard thousands of times. A voice not loud, not angry, but one that echoes in your mind. Not good enough. Such a fool. I should have done better. They must be disappointed in me. Do you recognize those words? They don't come from others. They live inside. They wear the guise of self-improvement or self-awareness. But in truth, they make you smaller, shrink you down, and fill you with doubt. When did that voice begin? Perhaps when you were very young, when someone older said something that made you feel wrong. Perhaps from school, perhaps from society, perhaps from someone you once loved and trusted. But dear friend, no matter where that voice came from, it is not your essence. It is not your light. It is not the truth. Place your hand on your heart and breathe in slowly. Exhale deeply. Don't try to push that voice away. Don't fight it. Simply notice I am not this voice. I am the one who hears it. I am the vast space where all words are spoken. I am the light, and I have the power to choose what stays. Imagine standing before a large mirror. In it, you see yourself with eyes full of gratitude, not because you're perfect, but because you're still here, still walking, still learning to love yourself. I am not my inner critic. I am the quiet light behind every word. I choose to listen with love. Dear friend, now that you've gently recognized the critical voice within, I invite you to go deeper to the place where it all began. Do you remember being a child? A little one with wide eyes, innocent, fragile, and vulnerable like a newly bloomed petal. Do you remember the first time you were criticized? The first time someone said, "Don't do that, you're wrong," or "Why are you like this?" It may have been a fleeting comment, a furrowed brow, or an impatient glance. But dear friend, the little child within you has carried that moment for years. That child began to believe, if I'm wrong, I won't be loved. If I'm not good, I won't be wanted. If I make a mistake, I must be bad. Picture that child sitting in a corner of the room, silent, holding themselves, not crying loudly, but always living in fear of being blamed, abandoned, or deemed not enough. Can you approach that child, sit down, look into their eyes, and whisper, "I'm sorry for leaving you alone with those words. You're not wrong. You're not bad. You've always been lovable even when you didn't know what to do." Dear friend, when you embrace the child within, you're not just healing the past. You're telling yourself today we can choose again. We don't need to believe those words anymore. No child deserves to be criticized for learning to grow, and you are still that child. You're still learning to grow every day. I embrace the child within me. I speak to them with the love they never heard. They are worthy, and so am I. Dear friend, now that you've listened to the child within with a gentle heart, let's take an important step, together learning to speak to yourself again, not with judgment, but with compassion. Dear friend, now that you've approached the child within, seen them sitting there, waiting for an embrace, for words other than "you're wrong," I invite you to do something you may never have been taught. Speak to yourself with love, not with pressure, not with demands, not with if, then, but with the words you've always longed to hear and now you can give to yourself. We're so used to speaking to ourselves like a strict overseer. Why did you forget that again? You've ruined everything. What a disappointment. Dear friend, imagine saying those words to a child learning to walk. Would you have the heart to do it? Now, you can choose a new way. Step in front of a mirror, not to check your appearance, but to look deeply into your own eyes, not the eyes of an adult who needs to do better, but the eyes of your soul waiting to be spoken to with love. Look into those eyes and whisper, "You're doing so well. I'm proud of you. It's okay if you stumble. I'm here. I won't leave." At first, it may feel strange. The critical voice might interrupt and say, "Don't be silly." Why? Praise yourself. But listen deeper. A new voice is calling you. I'm here to love, not to judge. Could you try writing a letter to yourself, right as if you were the best friend you've always wished for? Write to change the way you speak to your mind. Every word you choose carries energy. And now, you're learning to send gentle energy to yourself. I am my own best friend. I'm learning to speak with kindness again. Every word I say is a flower I offer to my heart. Dear friend, the voice within you is changing. You don't need to force it. Just keep choosing love. Now, I invite you to step toward an important threshold where you can breathe deeply and let go of the old voices that no longer serve you. Dear friend, now, as you've begun to speak to yourself with kindness, as you've whispered the words the child within you has longed to hear for years, I invite you to do something gentle. No straining, no forcing, just a deep breath. Inhale and exhale slowly. Exhale as if you're setting down an invisible backpack. A backpack you've carried for so long, filled with judgments, cold voices, and harsh instructions. You don't need to hold on to all of that anymore. You have the right to set it down, not because it's wrong, but because it no longer serves you. Imagine a gentle river flowing before you. In your hands are pieces of paper, each one a phrase you've believed. I'm not worthy. I have to try harder to be loved. I've ruined everything. One by one, you gently release them into the water. No anger, no resentment, just letting go. The water carries the papers away. They no longer cling to your body. They no longer echo in your mind. They dissolve like mist in the morning sun. Dear friend, you don't need to be perfect to deserve lightness. Right now, you are enough to be free. You're allowed to let go. You're allowed to breathe. You're allowed to release. No one is waiting for you to achieve something to grant you rest. You can give yourself permission right now. Place your hand on your stomach. Breathe deeply once more. And as you exhale, whisper, I release everything that no longer belongs to me. I choose gentleness. I choose to let go. I exhale the voices that are no longer mine. I am no longer controlled by old criticisms. I am free. I am at peace. Dear friend, as you release what no longer belongs to you, your heart becomes more open, ready to receive something new. A new voice, not just quiet, but warm, sincere, and gentle like a mother's embrace. Dear friend, when a space is created, we don't leave it empty. We plant within it. gentle things, kind words, a new voice, one that doesn't demand you prove your worth, but simply loves you because you are you. You've grown used to living with a critical voice. That voice might carry the tone of adults from long ago, a teacher, or a part of you that thought, if I'm hard on myself, I'll be better. But now we know love is the path to healing. Imagine looking at yourself in a round, soft mirror like the moonlight. You see a face that's not perfect, but sincere, eyes that may have been weary, but still long for light. You place your hand on your heart, and you begin to speak. At first, perhaps hesitantly, then more gently, and you whisper as if embracing yourself. You're doing well. You don't need to try harder to be loved. You are worthy right now. Dear friend, every word you say to yourself is a seed, and today you're planting seeds of gentleness, of unconditional love. You don't need to know how to believe right away. You just need to repeat, day by day, breath by breath, glance by glance in the mirror. I choose to nurture a loving voice within me. Each day, I am kinder to myself. I am my own dearest friend. Dear friend, you've begun a new journey. A journey where the voice within is no longer a barrier, but a light, a friend, a warm embrace. And now, your heart is readier to receive love not just from yourself, but from the world around you. Dear friend, when the critical voices within grow quiet, something miraculous happens. You begin to hear other sounds, the sounds of love, of life whispering beside you. You are worthy. You've always been worthy. How long has it been since you truly allowed yourself to be loved? Not because you did something right, not because you're perfect, but simply because you are you. A soul learning to heal, bravely shedding the old layers of criticism to touch the softest part within. Dear friend, you don't need to know the right way to love yourself. Love doesn't come from the mind. It comes from the heart when you soften and allow. Allow yourself to receive and embrace without striving to deserve it. Allow yourself to rest in silence without doing anything. Allow your emotions to speak without being corrected. Love won't be loud. It's like sunlight streaming into the corners you once hid. It's like cool water gently soothing your inner heat. And each time you open your heart even just a little, the miracle begins. The miracle isn't something extraordinary happening outside. The miracle is when you pause in the middle of a tiring day. Look in the mirror and no longer say, I'm so bad, but whisper, I'm still worthy. I'm still beautiful. Even if I'm not perfect, I am a miracle unfolding. Today, I open my heart to unconditional love. I allow myself to receive, to be loved, to be myself. I am the miracle. I am the light. Dear friend, you don't need to strive to be worthy of love. You just need to pause, place your hand on your heart, and remind yourself, you are that love. I'm here with you, like a friend, reminding you you're not alone. You're on the path home where the voice within is love, and you're enveloped in the gentlest light. Dear friend, we're often taught that the greatest love comes from outside, from someone who will come and see all the beauty in us, who will listen to us, accept us, and never leave us. But today, I invite you to step into a greater love, the love from within yourself. Are you ready to become the partner you've always waited for? Imagine, each morning, as you wake, you look at yourself in the mirror with gentle eyes and say, "Good morning, my dear friend. I'm here for you." What would change within you? Becoming your own partner doesn't mean you don't need others. It simply means, in every moment, you're the first to hold yourself. When you're disappointed, you embrace yourself. When you fail, you don't abandon yourself. When you're sad, you whisper to yourself, "Little one within, we'll get through this together." Dear friend, when you become your own partner, the inner criticisms no longer sway you, because you've learned to listen with love and respond with gentleness. Write yourself love letters. Take yourself for a walk, as you would a loved one. Ask yourself, what do you need today to feel cherished? And then do it, without waiting for anyone else's permission. Today, I choose to be my own gentlest partner. I am the safety, the love, the warm home for my own heart. You deserve a complete love, and that love begins with the arms you extend to yourself. I'm here with you on this journey, and we never have to return to those critical voices again. We've found a deeper love, the love from your own heart. Dear friend, I know there are memories, mistakes from the past you secretly revisit, looking back and shaking your head at yourself. If only I hadn't done that. I was so foolish. How could I have been like that? You're not alone. I've had those memories too, and I've learned the past doesn't need to be imprisoned forever in criticism. Dear friend, let me tell you this. You did the best you could at the time, with all you knew, all you had, with a heart full of fear yet still trying to love. Each time you revisit the past and blame yourself, you pull your heart back into the chains of regret. But today, you can choose differently. You can whisper to those old memories, "Thank you for teaching me. I forgive myself. I understand how hard that inner child tried." When you forgive, you're not denying the past, but freeing your heart from its shackles. You're saying, "I no longer want to use the past to hurt myself. I choose to love myself right here, right now." Picture this. A mother's embrace emerges from within you, holding all your mistakes, without a word of blame, only whispering, "You're still lovable, even when you're wrong. I forgive myself gently. I understand and love all that has shaped me today. The past no longer controls me. I am free in the love of the present." Dear friend, you don't need to carry those backpacks of criticism anymore. Let them fall by the wayside. Step lightly toward the light where your heart can rest in the gentleness of the present. I'll always be here, holding your hand, step by step, toward home, where there is only love and light. Dear friend, as the critical voices begin to quiet, a vast space opens within you, and you may wonder, what should I listen to now? Which voice is truly mine? I invite you to listen softly, because beneath the critical voice, there's always another gentle, full of love, a quiet whisper that's waited so long for you to trust it. That's the voice of the light within you, the whisper of a companion, saying things like, "You've done enough. You're growing every day. You're so brave for facing today. We can slow down and still be worthy. Dear friend, take time each day to sit and speak kind words to yourself. Perhaps in the morning, as you look in the mirror, I love you. I'm here with you, always. Or at night, before bed, place your hand on your heart. Today may not have been perfect, but I lived with my heart. Tomorrow, I'll continue with greater kindness. That gentle voice isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It only needs you to choose to listen. Each time you choose to speak to yourself with love, you plant a new seed in your mind. And like any seed, it needs the light of patience and the water of gentle repetition. I choose to nurture the loving voice within. I listen to myself with a gentle heart. The voice within me is becoming my dearest friend. Dear friend, you have the right to choose the language you use with yourself. No more words that wound, only gentleness like a soft breeze in the early morning. Whispering, you are enough, you are loved. Dear friend, we've walked a gentle and profound journey together. We've recognized the critical voices. We've learned to embrace them, understand them, and then let them fall like petals that have served their time. Like, and now, in the silence, behind all words, in the soft space you've created in your soul, light begins to return. It's not a dazzling, stage-lit glow, not a light you must strive for, but a primal light, always there, hidden beneath every self-blame, quiet, patient, never leaving you. That light is you beyond the roles, beyond the expectations, beyond every I should and I must. Only you remain loved without condition, worthy, simply because you exist. Dear friend, when you return to that light, the critical voices fade like mist before dawn. You don't need to argue with them. You only need to step into the light and let it speak for you. You are worthy of love. You are fully forgiven. You are the embodiment of gentle light. And then, each day, you can live from that light. You'll act not to prove, but to express love. You'll work not for recognition, but because you have something beautiful to share. I return to the light within me. I am love. I am light. I am gentleness unfolding. Each day, I live from a place free of judgment, free of comparison where only love exists. Dear friend, we don't need to become someone else. We only need to return to ourselves, to the light within, a place that always opens its arms and whispers, welcome home. Dear friend, now that you've returned to the light within, a new door has opened, not a path you must rush down, but a soft carpet spread beneath your every step. Each step, a whisper, I choose love. I choose gentleness with myself. I choose to live with an open heart. Living with love doesn't mean you'll never hear the inner critic again, but you'll recognize it. And instead of reacting, you'll place your hand on your heart and softly say, I hear you, but I choose love. Each morning, instead of looking in the mirror to find flaws, you can look deeply into your eyes and say, good morning, dear friend. Today, I choose to be gentle with you. You'll see the light in your eyes smile back, because your soul has always waited to be treated with that love. You'll live lighter, Not because life has no challenges, but because you've stopped losing yourself in judgments. You'll live truer, not because you're perfect, but because you no longer need to pretend to be loved. And you'll become a light for others, not by trying, just by being with a heart that's learned to let go, with eyes that have seen themselves with love. You'll be a mirror not to reflect flaws, but to shine the sacred light in everyone. I choose to live with love in every moment. I forgive myself and move forward gently. I am the gentle light radiating in this world. Dear friend, life goes on, but from now on, you're no longer lost among critical voices. You are the one lighting the candle in your heart, and with that light, you'll walk each step a healing breath, each step a whispered song. I love me, I love me, I love me. Dear friend, now, as you've softened, as the layers of defense melt under the light of love, we can begin again, a new relationship with yourself. Not based on control or perfection, but on gentle presence, deep respect, and unconditional love. I want you to imagine sitting beside the child within you, a little one with hopeful eyes, a heart that trembled under criticism. You place your hand on your heart and say to them, I'm sorry for not always being gentle with you. I'm sorry for the times I believed you weren't enough. Now, I choose to be your friend truly. Your relationship with yourself is like any other relationship. It needs listening, patience, and loving words every day. Not when you achieve something, but even when you stumble, even when you feel you've done nothing. That's when you need your own love the most. I invite you to create small rituals, moments to touch yourself throughout the day. A loving glance in the mirror each morning, a whisper of I understand you, I love you when you're tired, a slow cup of tea like an embrace for your soul. You don't need anyone but yourself to be loved. From here, you're no longer your own enemy. You are your companion, your gentle mother, the safe embrace you've always dreamed of. And from that place, every relationship in your life will be reborn no longer to fill an emptiness, but to share the love you found within. I am my own kind friend. I deserve to be treated with love, even by myself. Today, I begin again with an open heart. Dear friend, rebuilding your relationship with yourself is the greatest gift you can give your life, and you've already begun simply by listening to these words, by choosing to let go of the critical voices. Keep walking gently. You're not alone. Love walks with you. Dear friend, after all the layers have been peeled away, after the silent tears shed in stillness, after the embraces you've learned to give yourself, it's time to step forward as the true light you've always been. No longer hiding under the cloak of self-blame, no longer shrinking your dreams because of an old critical voice, no longer asking permission to shine. I see you. I see the light in you, a light that's always waited to be acknowledged. Not a perfect light, but a true light with folds, with wounds, with vulnerability. That's what makes your light gentle, compassionate, and real. You don't need to do anything more to be worthy. You've always been worthy, not because you're talented, not because you're good, but simply because you are you. Thus, imagine, each step you take leaves a soft trail of light on the path. Each word you speak, if filled with kindness, becomes a small candle lighting the way for someone lost. When you live as your true light, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to hide your fears. You don't need to brace against the inner voice. Because now, that voice has been loved and it's learning to whisper gently. You don't live to please anyone. You live to live, like a flower blooming in its season, like a stream flowing in its direction, like yourself, a soul reviving from criticism through the breath of love. I am a gentle and powerful light. I am allowed to shine in my own way. I live true to myself, with an open heart. Dear friend, the journey of letting go of the inner critic doesn't end in silence. It ends in a new beginning, where you return to yourself and live as the light you've always been. Dear friend, we've walked this journey together, from the painful whispers in your mind to the tender moments in your heart. You've been brave to look within. You've touched your fears, your self-blame, and you didn't run away. I want you to pause for a moment, close your eyes, and feel your body right now. Your breath, gently moving in, moving out. A lightness like the thin smoke of old criticisms fading into the warm light of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself. Gratitude for the child within you who survived, who persevered, and is now learning to love. Gratitude for the dark days because they led you to the light. Gratitude for every criticism that came because they were a wake-up call, inviting you to embrace yourself. You're no longer the person you once blamed. You're becoming the one your heart has longed to hold. Peace doesn't come from banishing old voices, but from smiling at them and saying thank you. But now, I choose to listen to my heart. You don't need to fix yourself to be loved. You only need to open your heart. And in that opening, you are healed. I am grateful for myself, even if I'm not perfect. I release all judgment and allow myself to live in peace. Now, I choose to love myself with my whole heart. Dear friend, this journey doesn't end here. It's only just begun. Each day, the voice within you will grow gentler. Each day, you'll remember you are the light. You are the love. You are the peace you once sought outside. Take a deep breath and exhale, as if releasing the final burden of an era of criticism now closed. You're ready to live with your heart. You're ready to walk with your light. You're ready to be you.